today. Gonna just be doing some technical analysis and talking over last week's results on me trading, especially options, and then a little bit of stocks. Friday wasn't the best day, but we did still come out for the week green. Okay. So first I want to do technical analysis on the NQ because lately I've been having really good success trading the NQ. I used to trade NQ futures for the past like 2.5 years, but now that I'm going over to the options side, I still do a technical analysis on there, and then I just wait for levels to hit. But that's not what I did on Friday. I think I got a little complacent on Friday since I had such a big week, and then ended up giving about 50% of the account, 50% of the gains that I've had for this week for June 8th to the 12th. So let's go over the technical analysis real quick and just look at what levels the market is respecting here. Here on the daily chart. Okay, so we had Wednesday high, we broke that. We actually bounced off of that, and then made a rejection of Monday high. So this was Monday high, and then this was Tuesday high. So we actually made a rejection on Tuesday high. Actually, we kept rejecting Tuesday high. So that's one thing that I should have been looking at, and I also should have been cognizant of that. So we had Monday high here, came back down. And this is on the hourly chart. So Tuesday high came back down. We made our ways to the downside here, and then we came back up for the rest of the week. But here on the 5-minute time frame, which I usually use the 5-minute time frame here to look at levels. So we had a nice move up, bouncing off of Wednesday highs overnight. So we came all the way down to around 29,250, bounced up, went all the way to 29,600, and then we were selling off. I'm not sure if this was a news event, but we were selling off in the pre-market here. So when the market opened, we marked out our 15-minute high and low. So I'm going to just update this to 2 to make it a little thicker here. High and low here. So high, the first 15-minute opening range was 29,500. The low of that was 29,265. So we could have had a nice long bounce off of Wednesday highs and the low of intraday. So that could have been a nice bounce. Obviously, it could have looked to the left and been like, okay, we bounced off of it one time. And also, we know that it was Wednesday high, so let's see if we can get a bounce off here. And we had a nice clean bounce off, going up 250 points, which would have been an awesome winner on that call option there. But I was looking for puts for some reason. Anyways, but this market was super whippy. So like right here, right here, okay, I was like, okay, I think I took this trade here when we broke highs, and then we made a higher high, and then we chopped around here, and then we flushed down. So if I would have went long here around that 29,008 or 580 area, almost 600 level area, I had a bigger loss here, right? Because I wanted it to bounce off of this 15-minute high, which we sort of did. We went to break even, but then we had a huge flush. This high was 29.55. This low was 29.350. So that's a 200-point move right there, which was a pretty crazy move. And then we get this whipsaw back up to this 5 minutes. So as you see here, we had some huge moves, which a lot of people could have made a lot of money. A lot of people could have lost a lot of money, which I did on Friday, right? And then we come up here to 29.7. I had that previous high, that Monday high. So 29.7 is a good level that I think we're going to be looking at next week, starting Monday. I also need to see what futures do tomorrow evening, because I think there is going to be a deal signed with President Trump to have a deal with Iran. So We might break this and then go higher, right? The next like resistance level for me would have to be around that 30,000 for sure. 30,000, so we'll just go 30,000 right there. We're gonna do and then we're gonna do 30,100. Yeah, 30,100 there as well. So if we do have a higher move, we're probably gonna move to 30,000. So we'll see what futures do tomorrow, and those two levels that I'm going to be looking at. If we keep breaking those, we might see all-time highs. To be honest, 800 point move. So I usually like to do 0 DTE, so 0 days till expiration on QQQ. So that is what I will be trading. But if we do see a move to the downside, Wednesday highs might be a good bounce spot, right around that 29,250 level, and then see if we break this upside. It all just depends on where the market opens tomorrow, as a deal is going to be signing, or Trump is going to be signing a deal between Iran and themselves, and to make sure the Strait of Hormuz opens up. So just want to show you quick here the curve. So I started with, June 2nd, I was up $45 here. I didn't trade, so I barely opened this Webull account, which is pretty crazy. $45. Wednesday I lost 63. Thursday $34, and then Friday I had a nice day of $807 or 124% return. And then we just kept rolling, right? So up $2,600 on Monday the 8th, which was this past Monday. $3,400 on Tuesday. $660 on Wednesday. Thursday, $583, and then I actually had my futures account, which I was up. Let's see here, no positions. It doesn't tell me. I was up $229 here on. Here you go. $229 here on my futures account, which I haven't been really trading. So 200 plus 600, that was about $800 that I was up on Thursday, and then Friday ended up taking a beating. So as you see here, I lost $3,650, which I'm not the happiest about it, but also I am not really worried about it. I know what I did wrong. I overtraded. I oversized as well. Coming into Monday, I'm going into Monday with one contract, right? If I make $50-$60 a trade, I'm perfectly fine. Let's take a couple of those, get my confidence back up, lock in a green day, right? But as you see here on the P&L for the year, which I just started this, I'm still up $4,437.38 in this trading account right now, right? So that's actually really, really good. And I've actually brought this account size down to $500, and I actually withdrew everything on Friday. At the end of Friday, I withdrew everything, and then I had one more trade. I was up $58. So technically with my futures account plus 229, I'm up $4,600, right? $4,660. So I withdrew everything. I'm leaving $500 in there. If I lose these $500 this next week, or I'm going to be done for the month of June, right? So if I lose this $500 or $560 now, I'll be up still $4,166 for the month of June, which is a really, really good month. It is sort of like that saying in trading is like, hey, the less you do in trading, the better you are, the more you make. So that's what I'm trying to stick true to, right? So the less that I trade throughout the month, the more money that I'm actually gonna keep, right? Because I already made money. The thing now is to keep the money that I've already made, right? I can't give it all back to the market, because if I do that, then I'm gonna maybe mentally not be in the right mindset to keep pushing, and then just get myself into, giving everything back and then some, which I don't really want to do, right? So that's the game plan for this next week. If I can start off the week slow, maybe get $100-$200 a day, I can get this account up to over $1,500 by the end of Friday, by the end of this week, if I stick to my rules, and if I'm just trading the way that I'm supposed to, trading off the levels that I'm supposed to. Not, if the market does come to a level that I want or that I am looking at, and I execute the trade, but then it goes against me because of some random news that comes up, then that's not my fault. I followed my rules, I followed my process, but then after that, I have no control of what the market actually does. And then just a quick look here as well. I have $881 here in stocks, and then $3,579.09 here from options. So options is 80% of this account growth right now, and then almost 20% of this account has been grown with stocks. So I traded Rocket Lab. I made $400 on there. I traded SpaceX on Friday. I made another like $200 on there, and a couple other stocks that I traded, and then also some options. But yeah, that's all I have for this video. Just going over last week's progress, and then just getting ready for coming Monday. And I just have to really stay locked in, because this market is very, very volatile, and it does help to make money, but at the same time, I need to be disciplined in my rules and not oversize, right? Because oversizing and over trading has killed a lot of my accounts, especially when I was trading prop accounts. But right now I'm trading with my real money. So I'm going to be here ready for Monday, and I will be uploading just the video on where the market looks like it's going to be going. And then we'll see if we transfer some money over to trade futures tomorrow night. So thank you for watching. We'll see you in the next video.